Hey guys, it's Leda Lum, and today we're going to discuss creatine monohydrate. And I thought that creatine was more for gym rats, just building muscles, you know, big bulky muscles, Arnold Schwarzenegger style, but actually there's a lot more benefits, and basically everyone should be taking this for anti-aging. And yes, it increases your muscle mass and your bone density, and it's really good for your brain. And it's good for your skin. Isn't it so funny that all sorts of stuff that is good for your skin is also good for your brain? I always find that interesting, and it's very good anti-aging. Let's discuss, shall we? So I got a bunch of creatine monohydrate. You get so much from Do Not Age, and it's a little scoop, and they say to take 10 milligrams, and one scoop is 5, and I'm just taking 5 because there's a lot of research that 5 is good, and sometimes people load up. This is maybe more for muscle building people, but they take 20 milligrams a day for like a little while, but I don't think you really need to do that. So one scoop of this, it doesn't taste bitter or anything, and you just take it with some water every day. It does pass the blood-brain barrier and increases the contents of creatine in your brain. And the main benefit of creatine is that it increases your ATP, which is the energy in your cells, and you want that for all your cells, really, actually. So apparently it increases the mitochondrial permeability pore. I don't really know exactly how that is, but that's how it gets into your brain. And I like how it has a weird, interesting, almost mild, milky taste to it. Anyways, you can get creatine, and if you eat a lot of meat, which I don't eat a lot of meat, I can't, always not really liked meat, although I eat bone broth and I'm not a vegetarian. I want to eat more meat, but I just can't, it grosses me out. And I do eat like more fish and stuff, and creatine's in those type of foods. So you could eat a lot of it, but the amount of creatine you get in one scoop is just, you need a lot of meat. So the more energy you have in your body and the more energy in your cells, the better. The more energy in your brain, the better. There's neuroprotective benefits of creatine. So it helps with depression, even traumatic brain injuries. Actually, somebody recently, if you guys are watching, asked about serapeptase for traumatic brain injury, but this is definitely better in omegas. Depression, traumatic brain injury, diseases like Parkinson's and ALS. There's studies, this is helpful for that. It makes your bones stronger. So especially if you're an older woman, a postmenopausal woman, especially prone to osteoporosis, this is a good thing to take. And we start losing our muscles and bone even in our 40s. So I'm 44 next month, so I'm taking this. Muscle mass, like your muscles start to deteriorate around 40, in your 40s, and even before really. So you want to build more muscle mass, and that actually prevents all diseases if you just have more muscle mass, and this increases your muscle mass. So we already knew that about this, but there's so many other benefits. It's very interesting. Who doesn't want to be less susceptible to all diseases? Of course, it helps to increase your activity. Weightlifting definitely helps, but even any sort of resistance training, even resistance band. I mean, I teach Pilates, so that's very good, but even walking is resistance training. Did you know that? Like, because your gravity, and especially if you're heavier, it's going to be more resistance. But everyone's into weights now, aren't they? No? You should be. So in that way, it does help with weight loss as well, because if you increase your muscle mass, it increases your ability to take calories in, right? And it burns more fat as you just are being in your life. It's positive for your immune system. So it acts as an immunomodulator, which is interesting. I love immunomodulators. So it's a good treatment for anything that if you have any sort of autoimmune disease, you definitely want to check this out. So the way that it is an immunomodulator is through the same pathway that affects the NF-κB pathway, which is the same pathway that turmeric works on, that same pathway. Anti-inflammatory immune modulator, and it helps your brain. Same pathway as turmeric. So it actually does sound similar to turmeric. I take turmeric every day. Now I take this every day. Gene expression, basically. It works as an anti-inflammatory agent. It reduces the inflammatory cascade that is triggered by a bunch of different conditions and diseases. So this is good for everything, pretty much. Skin health, you guys. It helps with skin health. It slows down the aging process, which is very interesting if you want to take it internally. But they also had some topical studies, which is interesting. Creatine cream. That a 6-week study where it actually increased the firmness of the skin, and apparently helps increase collagen and gene expression in your skin. So the studies that showed firmer around the eyes, and well, I'm gonna make, maybe I could just try a little bit in a little mask around my eyes and my neck. How about that? Interesting. It's just a really good supplement, like omegas and turmeric. And I mean, I like collagen, but not everyone wants collagen. There's even vegan collagen anymore, you guys. So it's just one of those supplements that are just so good for aging, and it's just something you should start taking, and or at least increasing your muscle mass with exercise. I mean, the more you move, the less aging. The more movement, the better. And it's never too late to start moving. Oh, another thing, you want to take creatine monohydrate. That's where a lot of the studies have been from, the monohydrate. You know, there's lots of other fancier creatines out there with extra this and that. So you don't need any of that. Just take up straight up. And that's one thing I like about this company too. There's nothing else in it. Just straight up this. You don't want fillers, a lot of the, like rice, you know, to make the flow agents. No. Just straight up this stuff. So that's great. Just take a little spoonful every day. Doesn't taste bad. Chase it with juice if you must, or water, whatever. All right, that's it. What's your journey like with creatine monohydrate? Are you taking it? Is it part of your anti-aging stack? Please tell me in the comments. Bye, darlings. So there women who tend towards oh look, my kitty, my new kitty. I have 2 kitties now.